I'm going to tell you the 3 words that changed my golf game forever. If you can understand this one simple concept, it will dramatically change how you play golf for the rest of your life. It took me nearly 15 years of setbacks and struggles to learn this concept. But once I did, I saw actual improvement and started winning tournaments. So I'm going to spare you the 15 years of heartache and give it to you in this video. When I first started taking golf seriously, I thought improvement was all about technique. If I could just fix my swing, then all my problems would go away. I would spend countless hours on the range hitting ball after ball, filming the majority of my golf swings, comparing my swing to players like Tiger and Rory. But no matter how hard I worked, I kept hitting a wall. I've been playing competitive golf for as long as I can remember, but I've never got the results that I thought I deserved despite how much effort I was pouring into my golf game. Sure, I'd have good results sometimes, but my results never really matched the level of effort that I was putting in. It wasn't until one moment, one realization, that everything started to shift. And when I finally understood those 3 magic words, my entire game changed. In 2017, I was about to go into a long stretch of serious tournament golf, from state level to regional to a national USGA event. Going into that stretch of golf, I remember telling my coach how I was feeling. Normally, I would talk about how my game was, where I was missing the ball, and I might even ask for maybe a quick swing band-aid. But what I said to him before that stretch of tournaments was different. There were 3 words that kept coming up in the messages that I was sending him. Those 3 words were permission to fail. These 3 words completely changed my golf game. Now, that might seem a little dramatic. Did 3 words really completely change my golf game? And it's also counterintuitive. How does thinking about failure help you play better golf? Well, when I truly embraced this mindset, it transformed my game in 3 ways. First, I stopped playing in fear. Before, every tournament had massive consequences. If I played well, I was on track to play pro golf. But if I didn't, maybe pro golf wasn't in the cards. Having those extreme consequences in my head meant that failure was detrimental. And because failure was that detrimental, I played with a lot of fear of failure. But when I finally gave myself permission to fail, I was able to play without that fear. And the second way that permission to fail transformed my game was I was able to handle bad shots and bad rounds way better. Before, when I would hit a bad shot, it meant that I had a bad swing and I was a bad golfer. It meant that my practice wasn't paying off and I wasn't working hard enough. And I would immediately go into fix mode on the golf course. But after I gave myself permission to fail, I realized that every golf shot was just a drop in the bucket. Mistakes are normal and just part of the process. I started seeing rounds of golf as tests of my preparation rather than indictments on my ability as a golfer. And the third way permission to fail transformed my golf game was I played well when it mattered most. Those state, regional, and national USGA tournaments I was talking about earlier, I won 2 of them, and I made it to the finals of the 2017 US Mid-Amateur. And I've played in 6 USGA championships since having that mindset shift. I was able to go into that stretch of tournaments believing that it could go great or it could go terrible, and either way, I'll be okay, which took all of the pressure off of me. I didn't need to play well anymore. So how can you give yourself permission to fail? How can you say, it can go bad here and I'll be okay? So there were 2 major things in my life that allowed me to give myself permission to fail. One was personal and one was golf related. The biggest one is when I met my girlfriend, who's now my wife. Now, no, you don't need to start dating someone to play better golf. But what this did in my life was it helped me realize there was more to life than just golf. Golf wasn't all I was anymore. Before, if golf was bad, that meant I was bad. But after, I realized that golf was just part of my life. Golf could go bad, and it didn't mean anything about me as a person. There were so many other things in life to think about. And the golf-related reason why I was able to give myself permission to fail was I started working with a really good coach. My coach, Robert Linville, is one of the best coaches in the state, if not the country, and he's worked with a ton of really great players. And sure, he helped me with my golf swing, but I think more importantly, he helped me develop a process of improvement. And that process of improvement is what we really cared about. I was able to stop obsessing over results and become fully invested in the process of becoming a better golfer. And this meant that results were just stepping stones along the way. They were just tests of my preparation, which took a huge amount of pressure off of my shoulders. If you struggle with fear or putting pressure on yourself, start reminding yourself you have permission to fail. Once you give yourself that permission, there's nothing left to be scared of. So you'll be freed up to play your best. Check out my newsletter, The Mental Regrip, for weekly tips just like this. Link in the description.